Don't leave your stories behind. Soon thereafter, I found this quote: tell the story that's been growing in your heart, the one that pops into your head on your daily commute, the one that wakes you up in the morning. From Jennifer, I think her last name is pronounced Weiner. Good morning, love. I am so glad that you're here today, and I hope that you'll follow along because this is going to be a good one. I like to think they're all good ones, but I feel like this is an especially good one. Yes, there are stories that I've left on the table, and I'm guessing you have too. As people in midlife, empty nesters, retirees, etc., and beyond, we have lived a lot of life, and chances are we have a lot of stories, the everyday stories of life, the fantastical stories of life, the things we have accomplished and the things we haven't stories of life, the everyday day-to-day story of life, which is something that I really love to work with and play with. If any of this resonates with you, I hope that you'll subscribe and follow along as I continue to talk about and share about writing stories, telling stories, whether you're writing on a page, on a computer, on a phone, or taking video and using that as a foundation for your storytelling. We're going to be all about this in the months to come. I'm so glad that you're here watching, subscribing, and following along. If we haven't met, I'm Julie Jordan Scott, also known as the Creative Life Midwife in some circles. I love coming alongside people and helping them to unearth the stories that they have to tell, and then help them to tell those stories, whether it's in writing, journaling, or even here on video. Some people just aren't about writing their stuff down. I see a connection between speaking onto a video and writing. So maybe we'll explore that. Today we're going to talk about don't leave your stories behind. Don't leave your stories untold. So you probably know, if you've been here for a while, that I do writing in the morning. It's part of my regular routine. As I wake up, I go down to my desk. I usually log on to co-work with a friend on something called Focus Mate, and I start my writing day. I usually write for at least 2 hours every morning, and it really gets my creativity flowing. Before I get to what I call my real writing, I do writing practice. And my writing practice takes several different forms, and I have been using writing practices for 2 decades. As I started to use writing practices, I found what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And I believe there are different ways of using writing practice can help anybody. Even if you're not into writing, having a daily writing practice can help you just keep your head on straight throughout your day. Sometimes I get distracted by the birds talking behind me. Most recently by the gray catbird. One of the writing practices that I've used in the past that I'm not using right now is called mining for story gold or mining for content gold. These are two what do I call them? They're a combination of stream of consciousness and fill in the blanks. They're sentence starters. And I went back today after I got that thought, I don't want to leave stories behind, and I looked at my mining for story gold from 2024 on the same day. And I discovered that on May 19th, 2024, that was the first time that I met Baboo the bear, eye to eye. That was the day that Baboo came into my yard, took garbage that was left in there. The garbage was left for the garbage man to pick up the next day. And it had been a church cleanup day, so there was a lot of trash. The trash was overflowing, including Dunkin' Donuts from the day before. There was a lot left over, and I'm guessing that's what got Baboo out. I didn't remember that I had been on my way to run errands, and I looked out the kitchen. I grabbed my keys. I looked out the kitchen window. I'm like, why is there a whole trail of trash like that? It's like a trash parade out in front of me. And then I thought to myself, uh-oh. Usually when I see a trail of trash, it means there's a bear nearby. And sure enough, at the bottom of the trail, at the bottom of the trash parade was Baboo. Know what to do, of course. You know, I'm not used to such things like bears in my yard. So Baboo would climb up this tree right behind me. You see it right there. Baboo was climbing up the tree, climbing down from the tree, getting trash, climbing up the tree, climbing down the tree, getting trash. And people were driving by taking pictures. I had heard to get some pots and pans. So I went in the kitchen, I got some pots and pans, and I was banging them. And Baboo just looked at me and said, gee, lady, that's really entertaining. How nice of you to put on a show for me. I'm not kidding. Then Baboo ran back to the woods, which is this way. And so I thought, okay, phew, lucky, I'm lucky. And then Baboo came charging back down because he smelled something more. He he ran across the street, and I saw him running toward my neighbor's house. And I literally yelled at, oh, no, 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 no. And Baboo ran down into the town. There was quite a flutter on Facebook all about Baboo, but Baboo and I bonded on that day, and he came around quite a bit after that. I felt like he had adopted me as his human mom, because I learned that bear moms actually turn out their cubs at about 2 or 3 years old so they can learn how to make it on their own. So part of the way Baboo made it on his own or her own, I think he's a boy, by doing things like hiding underneath this very porch or just hanging out down there. And I'm trying to attend church. That was a popular one on a Sunday morning. I think he was looking for his favorite playmate in the neighborhood. But I now will remember that on May 19th, 2024, I wrote it down. I wrote down the treasures. I finished the sentence starters. I took note. I have video that's on Instagram that I might try to collect and put in.
Can you believe that?
Go back home, buddy. There's a bear in my yard. That was before I was heavy into YouTube. 2024, not so into YouTube at all. And I don't know if I even posted a single video in 2024. But truly, one of my favorite things in life is to tell stories, to collect stories, to listen to other people's stories, to read other people's stories. It's part of the reason why I love being on YouTube. I love to connect with people about what's going on in their everyday lives or on their adventures or however they feel like showing up. Especially when they've come to this phase of life where some people say that our best days are behind us, because I don't believe that. I believe that the best is yet to be. I believe that it's never too late to be who you might have been. And that our happily ever after may still be in the future. Your comments and commentary also help not only me, but the other people watching too. And I like to think of you as a collaborator in this experience that I call life. I'm going to put up here a playlist that's about writing, taking your journaling and making it into other stuff, and also a recent writing video, fairly recent. So that's all I got today on this Good Morning Love. I am so grateful you're here. I don't even have any big bloopers to end with. So I guess this will just have to do. Again, follow me, subscribe here, and watch for the videos to come.